Feliz Navidad. Is it still warming up? Do you have to warm up for the people? Are we live?
Do you have to warm up?
I'm good. I'm just saying, is it live? Are we good?
We are streaming everywhere.
Bet. Listen, man. Shout out to all my naysayers out there. If you get that joke, you get it. Also, Detroit Pistons. Shout out to the Wingstop, baby. You fed the community. Jack, Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, bro.
How you doing?
2024, man. I'm 2-0 in 2024 because of the college football playoffs, so I'm chilling.
What's your New Year's resolution?
The Boston Celtics win a championship and Jayson Tatum doesn't choke. I mean, he hits the game-winning shot. That's my New Year's
So you know
resolution.
he's gonna choke.
No. I'm just saying that's my New Year's resolution.
All right, Knicks, Raptors, big trade that happened. IQ and your boy RJ Barrett, they send him back to the land of Canada, of Toronto.
Yes.
And do you think that makes sense for the Knicks?
Yes and no, but I almost don't like. People think the Knicks improved off this trade. People think the Knicks won the trade, but in my opinion, it might make the Knicks a little bit better, but it doesn't put them at a championship caliber contention team like a Donovan Mitchell trade would for them. So I still look for them to make a bigger splash.
I mean, first and foremost, they're talking about getting Anthony Edwards. But if you don't know, OG went to the Knicks. You should know that by now if you're watching basketball at all. I don't know why you're not watching this if you don't know that. but I feel like at this point, when you look at the New York Knicks and they're trying to get Karl Anthony Towns, I don't know if that's the exact answer. When you want a big name superstar, you're going to get Donovan Mitchell for the free. He wants to be in New York. He's a New Yorker at heart. He wants to play for the Garden. You know he's not signing that extension to be a Cleveland Cavalier. So you don't even have to make that trade. So my thing is with the Knicks, they need to figure out a way to get a big name superstar to pair with Julius Randle or trade Julius Randle, but Julius Randle has been hot. So you need a third superstar to take you over the top. OG, yes, he's a great wing defender, but he's not going to take you over the top in terms of winning a championship. Because what's the point of making that trade if he's not going to add value to your team to win a championship?
No, he's strictly a very good role player for the Knicks potential championship team if you get a guy like Donovan Mitchell. I look at it, though, from like RJ Barrett going to the Raptors is almost a little intriguing for me. He gets to go home. And we haven't seen RJ Barrett be himself really ever during his NBA career. He goes to the Raptors, he gets a new life, and I look for him to find a way to succeed there.
Do you think Tibbs is a terrible coach?
Yes.
Because he doesn't like playing the young guys. Everybody like his minutes is up there. If you look
Quickly was disrespected in this situation.
I don't know. The Knicks fans, they were crying to me. They was like, oh, why would they trade quickly? And people got to understand, I'm from New York, but I'm not a Knicks fan, so I didn't really care. So when they traded IQ, I was just like, damn, that sucks. But people were mad about that. But not, they wanted to ship RJ Barrett. But now we know that RJ Barrett can go to Toronto and get his own chance to be a fucking top player in the NBA, which I don't know if he can be or can't be.
Yeah, I mean, RJ Barrett, his talent is there. I mean, he was the third overall pick in the draft. We've seen busts at the third overall pick before, but he can shoot, he can score, he can help a team, and obviously the Raptors need a little bit of life too. And I don't know what the Raptors are going to do with a guy like Pascal Siakam, but he's been playing really well. So if you get RJ Barrett in there, you get Emmanuel quickly in there, does that turn around the Raptors?
No.
Just asking questions here.
So, I mean, you know, when we talk about the Celtics, Jack nipples get hard. So,
yeah.
So the Thunder beat the Celtics last night. So I know you wasn't too excited about that. But SGA, to me, is a top player in the league. I think he's the best point guard in the league. And I think he's the MVP candidate at this point. So tell me something different that I should know about the Celtics at this point, or SGA.
No, I got to give credit where credit is due on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon, morning, whatever you want to call it. I'm here to tell you right now, I fully agree with you. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be the front runner for MVP other than maybe a guy named Joel Embiid, but that's about it. It's Joel Embiid, it's Luka Doncic, and then it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and those are the three MVP candidates. But I got my first true dose of the greatness of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I appreciate his greatness now. I think he is a phenomenal point guard, his ability to blow by any defender. But I will say this. With 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, the Boston Celtics were down by about 20 points. And then Jayson Tatum checked into the game and said, guess what, guys? Let me guard him. Jayson Tatum pulled off the 2024 Kobe Mamba mentality that I fully expect him to do all season long. He said, nah, I don't care if Drew Holiday is an all-defensive kind of player. I don't care if Derek White's an all-star. I don't care if Jaylen Brown is known to be a good defender. I am Jayson Tatum, and I am going to lock up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And they came back. It was a great game. It was a lot closer than what I expected it to be with about 8 minutes left in the fourth.
What do the kids say? Glazing? That's what you do. They still lost the game at the end of the day. Like, I like Jayson Tatum, but they started off too slow. I think in the first quarter, I think through the first 5 minutes, Jayson Tatum did not have a point. So you cannot start that slow being the superstar you are and playing the Oklahoma City Thunder with SGA. You know he's coming out to kill. And like, this is what I hate about the regular season. Like, we had the little tournament thing and then it was like cool, but now players are just cruising again.
Nobody
like,
cares.
There's no
passion in the stadium.
There's no spunk. There's no nothing.
This is the Boston Celtics, the best team in basketball at this very moment, coming to Oklahoma City in a marquee matchup. OKC's good. They're the second team in the Western Conference. How is that stadium not full with electricity like the old OKC days, right? With Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook.
Listen, we had so many years of talking about the minutes restriction and guys in the 90s, they would have played out. If you look at Jordan and all this, right? You're talking about Jayson Tatum, the Kobe mentality, right? Now you're going to tell me you got SGA, one of the greatest players coming up in this league, and you're not trying to take his head off. You didn't. You came out slow. You didn't give a fuck. And then you're like, oh, now I got to turn it on and get horny.
The classic Boston Celtics,
but
man.
I'm just
trying
saying,
to get horny.
My thing is just like this at this point. I feel like when I watch SGA and I watch Jayson Tatum, I expect to see high-level basketball. And SGA gave me that, and I feel like Jayson Tatum took too long to get to that point.
I would disagree and just say that last night's display of basketball, and it was said on the Celtics broadcast by Scalabrine, who loves to just talk so positively about the Celtics, but it was a display of brilliant basketball last night. It was a display between two of the best teams in the NBA. It was phenomenal basketball. I wish it was in Boston. It would have been a more electric crowd, but just to see a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander go up against the best team and prove he's one of those dudes in the league, I can shut my mouth about any hatred I give Shai.
So SGA is better than Steph Curry right now.
Well, that's crazy. But
you just said he's the best point guard in the league.
I did not say he's the best point guard in the league. I said he's coming up. He is going to be here for a very long time.
How is that crazy? Explain to me.
It's not crazy. It's just it comes down to personal preference now in the NBA, I think, because of how talented everyone is.
True.
Like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Steph Curry, they just offer completely different things. But me personally, I'm taking Steph Curry.
Jack, that was such a great take. I love that.
Oh my God. Heartwarming moment here on Heart of the Paint with JBobby.
You know what I'm saying? People are biased to people that they like, and I'm biased right now to SGA. I think he's playing at a high level. He gave the Boston Celtics 36. He gave the Denver Nuggets 40. You know he plays a high-level team. He's going to go out and show up. They're number 2 in the West behind Anthony Edwards. We're talking about the changing of the guard when you look at the Timberwolves and OKC, and you see all the other teams behind. The Nuggets are behind them. Yeah, the Nuggets are going to be good. They know they can compete for the championship. The way SGA is right now, he's putting his stamp on the fucking league, and nobody can fucking guard him. There's a whole reel right now. If you go on Baller's Life, the game day all day, I just want to say that. But if you go on Baller's Life, they have a whole reel SGA when every single Boston Celtic player is trying to guard SGA, and they couldn't fucking do it. They threw everything out that motherfucker. He cooked up hibachi, all the motherfuckers. So I'm trying to say, SGA, put some motherfucker respect on that man's name. He is in the MVP race. He will be MVP.
He hit a shot last night towards the end of that game in the fourth quarter where I was like, my goodness, he hit it. It was kind of on the wing, contested 3, and it silenced any doubt. We talk about a guy like Tyrese Halliburton or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who might not have the Stephen Curry looking shot, right? But they always make those wide open threes, and they're so consistent. And I don't think I have put my brain to value something like that in a player, because I see Shai as like this slasher, this passer, this, at the rim scorer, but he's got the 3-point shot, and I've been ignoring it this whole time. That brother can shoot.
Yeah.
And Tyrese can shoot it too. And that's one of the people say, the weird shot, can't shoot it the right way. Nah, these NBA players are buckets.
Exactly. Let's talk about the guy you hate, Ja Morant. Ja Morant.
Let's get into it.
So Ja Morant versus Wemby last night. I said this. Wemby is not playing enough minutes. In his last 5 games, he's played under 25 minutes. I think he played 26 last game, right? Is that correct? Fact check.
Correct.
All right. So my thing is, like, I don't know if they're just trying to tank or they're trying to preserve him because he's so tall. And we know that 7 feet tall players, they get injured a lot. So I don't know what the Spurs are doing, but they're fucking horrible. So I don't know if they're trying to tank to pair him up with another player and get draft position.
Like
but
Bronny.
at this point, I don't know what the fuck Pop is doing with Wemby. Like, he'll play, like, say it'll be like 8 minutes of the game. Wemby would just fucking come out the game and just not play the rest of the game. So I don't understand. Like, we waited a fucking whole fucking half a year with the hype around Wemby coming to the league, the greatest prospect ever, the greatest rookie coming into the league, and we're not getting get that whole thing. Remember when Paul Pierce says, "I want all of them. I want the whole thing." That's what I want.
Can you educate me on when LeBron James came into the league? Cleveland was god awful, I'd assume,
100%.
but he
was playing.
He was playing, and he was giving it his all. I think minutes restriction for a rookie is crazy, especially the most hyped up rookie we've ever seen. I don't care how tall he is, how you want to preserve his injury chances. Let the kid play.
Chet's on a better team, right? We understand that, and a lot of people think Chet is light years ahead of Wemby. I think so too, but they saying that Chet is 21 and Wemby is 19, so there's a difference there. I understand that, but Chet is not on a minutes restriction. Chet, in the beginning of the year, he struggled. He struggled a lot, and now he just came on. Now he's fucking showing out, bowling, and like I feel like his scoring has went up incredibly since he first started, because he was scoring like 5, 8 a game. Now he's getting like 15 to 20. Like I'm impressed by that, and they're giving him free reign to go out and get it. They're not doing the same. They don't even pass Wemby the fucking ball. They're not even calling plays for him. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. I'm confused.
Yeah, it's more of a confusion thing than a Victor Wembanyama versus Chet Holmgren debate, to be honest. But I sit here today in this moment and say I would rather have Chet Holmgren than Victor Wembanyama. And I know we've had this conversation, but Chet was balling last night. I saw it firsthand. He went to Gonzaga. I saw the potential. He was the #1 prospect in high school. This kid is special. And because Victor Wembanyama comes into the picture, it's like, now we got to compare him. Nah, just appreciate what Chet is doing for this OKC team, because they're young and they need a guy like Chet to have a spark. He's a tall guy that can score.
Well, I don't think it's more about the comparison, whether who's better, who's not. I just think it's about letting them play.
Yes.
Like, why are you not letting them play at this point? Like, I get it. They suck. But at what point do you say, all right, we need to let him off the leash and let him cook?
And I've said Bronny James should be the #1 overall pick in next year's draft, but is there really such thing as like tanking in the NBA this season?
Yeah, bro.
This season, though?
Oh, this season?
No.
Yeah, who are you taking for?
There's no tanking this year. Like you're not tanking for a Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
You're tanking for LeBron James, if anything, but there's no reason to tank in this given season.
Anyway,
I just looked up the stats, by the way. LeBron played 79 games his rookie year. Can you guys guess how many minutes he averaged a game?
I'm gonna say 24. Fuck it.
24 minutes a game?
No, I'm just saying, because the way you said it, it sounded like a trick question.
Like 34.
39.5 minutes a game.
I was gonna
That's
go
crazy.
I was
That's a
gonna go
rookie.
38, and then this motherfucker said 24.
I just said it because he made it seem like he popped it up like a trick question, so I got scared.
It is crazy. I mean, 39.
What was
is
the
insane.
Cleveland? What was their record that year, though?
I don't know. They just didn't make the playoffs. But I'm just saying, like, he is the guy.
Yeah.
And because he came into the league, you're like, yo, this is Michael Jordan, the next heir to him. So they let that motherfucker play and they let him get it. It's like, not to compare football to basketball, but like Eli Manning, he sucked that whole year, right? And they benched Kurt Warner and they just said, Eli, go out there and cook. And they let him do his thing. And like Wemby's not going to learn or get better by having this minutes restriction. And I know he's had a couple weird injuries and shit like that, slipping on like the ball boy and shit. But I'm just saying, like, at this point, like, what the fuck is going on?
No.
We need answers. Collusion.
You need if you want to relate it to football. I mean, any of these younger quarterbacks that get thrown in there early, and next thing you know, they fail.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, he failed in Jacksonville his first year. He looked horrible, and now he's a decent quarterback. Now he's not having a great year, but you got to let these kids fail or succeed on their own. You can't just bench them and not give them enough minutes to play. I mean, this is Victor Wembanyama we're talking about.
And then get him the fucking ball. But anyway, so Gordon Hayward says in 2018, 2019, Celtics had too many agendas. And, I'm going to let you cook on that because, Kyrie was on that team. Gordon Hayward, I think, was Kemba on that team?
He was the next year.
Next year?
He was the replacement for when Kyrie left.
Let me know. 2018, 2019, who was on that roster?
It was Kyrie. It was
Gordon,
Gordon,
Jaylen
Jaylen Brown, Jayson
Tatum.
Tatum. You had Terry Rozier the
Yes.
previous year, who had an outstanding run with that Celtics team. They went to Game 7. LeBron obviously got dunked on by Jayson Tatum in that game. I was there in the nosebleeds, the greatest moment in the history of life. But that's kind of besides the point. It was a clash of like this young up-and-coming team with veteran presence returning in Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving. And I don't know if what Gordon Hayward said is factual or more of an excuse. Like, I feel like it's kind of an excuse. Kyrie Irving was the problem for that team, because I think if you take, if anything, the problem was Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. Rozier, Brown, and Tatum were brilliant, and I could not say a bad thing about those three guys, especially what they did the year before. Hayward comes in there, wants to be an all-star. Kyrie comes in there thinking it's his team and he's the superstar, which he was. It was his team. That was Kyrie Irving's Celtics team. But you had a guy named Jayson Tatum who had just dunked on LeBron James at the age of 19. You got to give him the ball more. But it was I couldn't compare it to like the Brooklyn Nets, for example, with James Harden and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, where it just didn't work because of injuries. This Celtics team didn't work because of chemistry.
Okay. I mean, I feel like, listen, I don't want to stay too long on this because it's 2018, 2019. We can't cry with spilled milk.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, I feel like just the point to blame at that finger, he was part of the problem too, and he admitted that. And I feel like there was too many egos, and I feel like that was a team with too many scorers, right? We didn't know who was going to be the star. I know we was playing around Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but then you had Terry Rozier that had to get off, and everybody's playing for contracts at this point, right?
Yes.
And everybody's trying to eat, and this is a business, right? Kyrie's coming over from the Cleveland Cavaliers, who said they were going to trade him, so he had an ego. He had a problem with LeBron, so he was trying to prove like I can do this without the Cavs, and you should respect me for what the fuck I did in whatever, right? Then you have the situation where Gordon Hayward is coming over, and you thought that signing coming from wherever the fuck he came from the Jazz, right?
Yes.
He
was
from-
an all-star.
He was an all-star. You thought that was going to be the motherfucker to put you over the hump, and you'd be able to beat LeBron in the East, and you'd be like, all right, we can win the championship now. And that shit just fell flat on his fucking face.
Yeah,
so,
the first game of the year.
He's not wrong, but
He's not wrong. It's just kind of a weird topic. I feel like even Jayson Tatum admitted to it once on a podcast about how like that team was so talented and they should have won the championship, but it was a lot of egos that just got in the way. And you need a lot of different things to go your way to win a championship, and one little locker room issue can just jar the whole season away.
Yeah. So mid reads.
Well, my question before we get into that is like, off of the Celtics thing, it was like a massive failure. I would consider it as like a Celtics fan. For you, Jack, it's probably like the biggest Celtics failure you've seen. But like, what is the biggest failure you've seen from a team where the expectations were so high and they just like let you down?
I think too many things went wrong in that season, so I wouldn't view it necessarily as a failure. I just think, it wasn't meant to be. A failure would be like the Brooklyn Nets team that never won a championship with KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, or the 73-9 Warriors that blew a 3-1 lead to LeBron James and gave him that Cleveland championship that he was trying to get at, So those are the two failures that I look at in NBA history. But
all right, when you look at the Nets, right, that James Harden trade, I think it was in the middle of the season at that point, right?
And stopped eating cheeseburgers.
And everybody was just like, yo, let's fast forward to the championship, and it's going to be Lakers and Nets. I understand that. But to me, it's the Lakers team with Dwight Howard, Kobe Bryant, and Steve Nash. Now, people don't talk about that a lot, but that was a fucking failure, because you know why? That was the era of LeBron being in the super team, and everybody was trying to make these super teams, and they was like, oh, we're going to get Dwight Howard and Steve Nash, and we're going to be fucking unstoppable. I don't even think that team made the fucking playoffs. Like, that team was so fucking abysmal. Like, people don't talk about it. We sweep that under the rug, but Dwight did come back and win the championship with the Lakers under Bron. So, I mean, it's just so interesting to watch that, because I think that's the biggest failure super team of all time. Just because the hype coming around that team, Steve Nash, one of the best point guards of all time at that time. Dwight Howard was similar to Shaq before the back injury. Like, he was supposed to be that guy to take them over the hump. And obviously, you're playing with Kobe Bean Bryant. So, I think that's the greatest failure, because the expectations were so fucking high.
Was it age that, like, what ruined that team?
Well, Steve Nash was washed. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard just came over with back surgery. So when you have back surgery, you're just never the same. And obviously Kobe was getting older too, and he couldn't gel, right? So I think at that point, like they just didn't have any chemistry. It didn't make sense to comparable to like the Miami Heat, right? Where they had chemistry, they were friends, they played in the Olympics, they knew how to play with each other. So they understood like, and then even think about it this way: there's a lot of egos in this shit. So, Kobe had an ego, you know what I'm saying? And Dwight Howard, they didn't get along. They started beefing. If you look at LeBron James and you look at Dwayne Wade was just like, you can have the rings. You got to be the guy to win. So I think it's a lot of chemistry shit there, but I also think there was other like side factors that led to them failing.
Well, I think you could even say another Dwight Howard one is the Rockets. Like, and I think what it is about the Rockets for me is that they tried to pair so many different players with Harden and they couldn't get any of it to work. That one is one that like it wasn't the most epic of failures, but for the Rockets, it took like years of a franchise away.
You can thank Steph Curry for that one. The Rockets were not winning during that Stephen Curry era.
Yeah, but you said Dwight, correct?
Yeah, you could say Dwight, you could say Russ, you could say wasn't John Wall there?
So you're talking about that whole step.
Yeah,
Chris
that
Paul.
whole era of like Rockets basketball, because
Steph
that's
Curry.
not just a 1 year like disappointment. That's like, was it 5 years? Maybe more than that.
I think that's more like a James Harden disappointment, right?
Yeah.
Because when you look at even what Kobe said, he was like, he's a great player, great scorer. He's doing things that we never seen, but I never seen winning basketball like that. I never seen anybody go out and win a championship playing like that. And the whole point of James Harden and his narrative was to prove Kobe wrong because of the style of play. That changed, like what Curry and especially what James Harden was doing at that time, because Curry was different. There was a lot of ball movement in that offense, and it was defense. With James Harden, it was straight offense. With Mike D'Antoni, it was like scoring 5 seconds or less. And like the thing about James Harden is like, he played such a different style of basketball where it was like ISO, step back three. Oh, fucking get a foul, bait a foul. Like it was such a one-man show that you didn't like. It was amazing to watch in the regular season, but could you win a championship? And through that whole course, the second problem was Chris Paul got hurt. That was a bust. And you expecting, because they were rolling, and then on top of that, they were up 3-2. And they fucking blew the lead because Chris Paul got hurt. So there was nothing that they could fucking do about that. But it's more of a James Harden thing than it is a team thing because of how he played basketball and how basketball is played today.
Good take.
Good.
We can do the read now.
All right. If you're looking to get into the NBA action, head over to thegameday.com, where FanDuel is offering $150 in bonus bets. If your first money line bet wins, that basically $150 in bet. You can take anyone who plays the Pistons to cash in on the offer and check out all the latest sportsbooks deal. Head over to thegameday.com.
Taking anyone who plays the Pistons is probably the safest bet.
Listen, man, they won. We got Wingstop. You know what I'm saying? Where do you think that the Pistons are going to win again? Like, look, what do you think that's coming?
I mean, to be completely honest, I saw something in the Detroit Pistons, a positive. I think Cade Cunningham is the real deal. And I think because of this losing streak and because of all of the publicity that this team got during this losing streak, this is going to go in the Detroit Pistons' favor.
So let me tell you, did the Pistons lose again?
Yes.
Right? Now think about this in your head. When they got their W, who did they play?
The Raptors.
The Raptors. They had just made a trade when they didn't have RJ Barrett or IQ or OG.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just like, thank you. Thank you, New York Knicks, for making this trade. So they might not win a fucking game again because they could revert back to what they is. Because the Raptors, they were depleted. They just came off a trade. Even then, the Raptors were still trying to win that fucking game. So that is scary to me at this point because they got to like, oh, here's a win for that game. But I don't think that they'll ever win a game again unless something like that falls in line. I think they win 2 more games and then we just call it a year.
Get you to 5 wins and then call it a day. I mean, this Detroit Pistons team, man, it's almost like every other team wants it to be a win on their column. They don't want to be the team that loses. And now that the streak is over, it's like, all right, just dominate the Pistons.
Did you see Kyle Kuzma was like, at this point be anybody but that team.
Yes.
but
In the history of the game.
But the Wizards got like 5 wins.
Yeah, that's a crazy statement to make, bro. When you're on the Washington Wizards and Kyle Kuzma, especially.
But the thing is, the Wizards are trying to trade Kyle Kuzma for picks for first round. But I don't know who the fuck would give first round picks for Kyle Kuzma at this point.
Yeah, bro.
Listen, man.
Before we get into some free agency stuff, I do want to go over some questions that we got in the chat.
Okay.
Emmanuel asks, and this is a wild one out of the blue, but I appreciate it, Emmanuel. Do you guys take Giannis over Dirk and KG?
No. Never.
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, what's the difference? Are you talking about bag? You talking about shooting?
I just feel like there's gonna come a day where Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be guardable.
I mean, yeah, but that's like saying Shaq isn't a fucking most dominant player ever because he got old and washed.
That's like saying there's going to be a day when Steph can't shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's gonna come sooner than just age. I think once people realize how to guard Giannis and make him shoot all
Nobody
the time.
can guard Giannis. That's the point because he's so strong and he's in his fucking prime. You're
Celtics
seeing this,
can.
and he already got a championship.
Yeah.
Before, like you got to think about it. KG got one on the back end, right? He had to go and get that trade and go to the Boston Celtics and then be with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rondo to get a championship. If you look at your man Dirk, that came towards the end of his career, and like LeBron just folded for some reason in the finals, and then he got that finals, but that was like towards the back end of his career. Giannis got that in his fucking younger days, and he still has a chance to chase more championships. So, like, if he gets another one, which he might do with Dame now, I think that passes Dirk and fucking KG at that point. I don't even think I'd think twice about it. Like, KG, one of the best players ever, but he's not as dominant as fucking Giannis. I think when we talk about, like, bag, the thing about makes Giannis is so good, he's not afraid, right? He's not afraid to take a fucking three. He doesn't care if he misses at the free throw. He's going to keep coming and coming and coming. What's that Oladipo clip? Keep coming. Keep coming. It's just like that. Pause. But nah, it's like that. I just think that Giannis' motor is so different and he's so dominant in what he can do. Like, to me, like the fact that he'll take threes and sometimes make it, that's fucking scary. Because if he gets hot, GG's, my boy.
No, that is the point. If Giannis ever finds a consistent shot, you can say sayonara.
He's not.
Okay.
But I just think that he's just more of a force than Dirk ever was. I think if you look at KG is one of the best players ever, but I think Giannis surpasses him and what he got in his. I feel like Giannis can get 40 at will.
Yeah,
like it's nothing, bro. And
it's hard. It's different play styles. I think you could say Dirk is better than Giannis right now in this moment, whereas I think Giannis versus KG is a legit debate because Giannis was the main guy and KG obviously was the main guy, but he had the surrounding pieces.
But to your point, like James Harden said, I wish I can just run and dunk, but I have to get a bag. And like we thought the same about Giannis too. Like he has no fucking bag, but nobody's been able to stop it. And he's in year like 8 or some shit.
Yeah, nobody
can stop that, bro. So bag or not, like LeBron has no fucking bag, but can you stop that? You can't stop that shit. So
especially not if Damian Lillard gets kind of back to where we expect Damian Lillard to be. That frees up everything. That's like having a Stephen Curry on your team to just run around and create all this extra space, and then it makes Giannis completely unguardable.
Didn't I say Steph Curry and fucking Dame was interchangeable, and you was like, no,
I'm just trying to make a little comparison to put it in your eyes of how
but
good
you understand
Damian.
What I said is right. Then
Stephen Curry is on. Yes. Stephen Curry is on a different mountain than everybody else. I just try and you can compare everybody to Stephen Curry just the same way I compare everything to Tom Brady and Jayson Tatum in life.
Then we have a couple Celtics questions. We got Jack. I think you might have commented this just because you wanted to talk about the Celtics. Jack commented Tatum is not top 3.
What?
He's not.
Who commented that?
It was Jack. It was you.
No, it definitely was not me. A different Jack.
It was the better Jack.
Yeah. Tatum is not top 3.
He's not.
Is that English?
SGA is better.
That's a horrible statement.
Luka is better. LeBron is better. Jokic is better. Giannis is better. Giannis is not top 5.
The only two I can give you right now in this very moment are Joel Embiid,
Another one.
and Stephen Curry.
Another one.
Didn't even say LeBron.
I did.
I ignored exactly
I
what
did.
I ignored the
think-
names that JBobby said, and I'm saying the only two I could give you in this moment, even though I would put Embiid,
Do you really think Jayson Tatum is a top 3
Yes.
player? There's no way.
yes,
There's no way.
skill set, best one-on-one basketball player in basketball.
Fuck no.
Who's better than him in
I said
ISO ball?
SGA.
In ISO ball,
SGA.
I'm taking Tatum in a bucket.
Get the fuck out of here. What is we talking about right now? What do you yo, I ain't gonna lie, Tatum does some like unbelievable shit, but like I don't think his bag is that deep.
You can't even contest a Jason Tatum jump shot. You can
Yeah, but-
contest
yeah,
the
'cause
SGA
you fucking
jump
miss
shot.
it, so it don't fucking matter. Like, what does that mean?
I don't think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has necessarily proven everything.
What
that-
like what?
Tatum, I feel like we sleep on what Tatum has done. In the league.
Listen, I understand that Jayson Tatum is great, but what can Jayson Tatum do that SGA can't? You can make the argument Jayson Tatum is a better defender. Okay, cool. Now what else?
Jason Tatum, what did Carmelo Anthony say the other day? He said
I
that.
don't know.
He said, I'll tell you. He said that Paul George is the player.
Prototypical, yeah.
He's the player you create on 2K.
Mhm.
And in my opinion, the player you create on 2K is Jason Tatum. So the difference between Jason Tatum and SGA is the fact that Jason Tatum is how tall? 6'9", 6'10". SGA is a point guard. What were we talking about last episode? You need a small forward to win championships. Well, guess what? The Boston Celtics got their guy.
And they didn't win a championship.
What's the question?
We got a comment from Vinesh that says PG-13 is still better than Tatum in 2023 to 2024.
Oh,
PG
stop
is more
it.
versatile.
I view Jay.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
To me, I look at the top 8 players in basketball and I can pick out a flaw in each of them, except for Jason Tatum. It's just my personal opinion. Y'all are making me laugh.
Well, that's because you're in love with him.
Nah, that's just, I understand his greatness.
Glazing. Because I don't want to.
I want you to give Tatum his flowers. Like, tell me something you like about him.
I want Tatum to be fucking phenomenal. I want him to be great, but sometimes like
what is he do? What is he doing right now or in the past years that he does good?
I feel like he's cruising through the regular season, and all right, cool, whatever.
Okay.
But when you get to the playoffs, it's not like you're turning it on. So what the fuck do I have to go off? Like at this point, like what am I going off? Like you want me to give him his flower, but for what? What has he done?
Because he has just as many great games as he does bad games in the playoffs. And we understand that to this point. He has failed many times in the playoffs. I fully admit that.
Okay.
But 2024 is a different year. This team is a different team, bro. This is the best Celtics team. This might be the best starting 5 we have ever seen in the history of basketball. And so we're coming into this playoff and they might 4-0 every single team. I don't know what you look at the Golden State 2017.
If that was the case, they would have broke the 73-9 record.
It's not about the 73-9
Yes,
record.
it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
As much as I wanted them to be 74-8. Derek White is the 5th. I would put him as the 4th best player. Well, Derek White should most definitely be an all-star. And Derek White shouldn't even be an all-star. Derek White should be an all-star starter. Like we look at the Boston Celtics starting 5, and I go top to bottom. This is the greatest starting 5 we have ever seen. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis as your 3 options, and that ain't even it. You got Derek White and Drew Holiday as your 4th and 5th options. That has never been seen before in the history of the game.
Just imagine if that team gets Kelly Olynyk.
First of all, the Pacers, if I'm not mistaken, they're in the East, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So you think he should start over Halliburton in the All-Star game? Let me hear this. Look, Derek White should start over
No.
Derek.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No,
So snap
so-
the fuck out of it.
No, the all-star starters in the East are going to be Tyrese Halliburton and either Jalen Brunson or Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
But I also think that Derek White is the same. He does the same. He could do the same things that Donovan Mitchell or Jalen Brunson is doing right now.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. Listen, Derek White is Not in this fucking conversation. Having a great year. Phenomenal.
I beg to differ. The shot I saw him make against OKC in the final minutes last night, it reminded me of 2016 Stephen Curry.
Yo. Yo. Hey, listen, in the comments, I have nothing to do with that. That's him. I have nothing to do with that. I say some wild shit before. I say a lot of wild shit. I do. I don't give a fuck. But him, I don't know. I don't know what this is. How old are you?
20.
See? Young kids. This shit is over. We're doomed.
This generation is fucked.
Exactly. See? Oh my God. TikTok destroyed the world. All right. So what are we gonna do? Games? What are we gonna do? Games now?
We can get into the free agent talk. Or not free agent talk, excuse me. The trade deadline.
Oh, yeah. I have 3 players, and I know we kind of talked about the Donovan Mitchell one already a little bit, and Pascal, honestly. So we can just start with a guy that has been in trade talks. Lauri Markkanen. Where do you see Lauri Markkanen potentially ending up? Is there a team out there that you could see Lauri Markkanen going to and helping them potentially win a championship or just improve their chances come playoff time?
I mean, technically he's a center, right?
Yeah, he's kind of like a stretch 4 almost, right? Like a power forward, big guy, but can shoot a little bit.
Maybe the Lakers.
And honestly, just put him on any contender.
No, the reason why I feel like the Lakers are in a desperate need of something, and they have pieces that they can trade, right? So, like, if you're trying to tank like Utah, you can send them fucking D'Lo and fucking Rui or somebody like that, right? You can send those guys. You can have a team. You can say, fuck it, we're gonna tank. We'll deal with these guys. We'll deal with that contract. Now, when you look at you bringing a guy that's a stretch guy that can space the floor, that can shoot the 3, but also get down low and dirty, that's something LeBron needs. LeBron needs shooters around him. He needs guys that can. And last time they won a championship, they were big. So if you go out and get a guy that's big, that can shoot a 3, that changes the whole game for the Lakers. People may disagree with that, but at the same time, the Lakers are fucking, I think, 11 in the West now, and they were like 5th before the fucking tournament. I don't know what the fuck is going on in there. I don't encourage black men getting fired, but I don't know. Damon Ham, whatever the fucking name is, you're on the block.
Well, the Lakers, they have Austin Reeves. So I look at the trade market right now and I say a guy like Zach LaVine could go to LA and make some things happen. But I don't see that being as much of a fit as a guy like Lauri Markkanen, who plays a similar position to Anthony Davis to give some depth to Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but my point was, again, when they won the championship, they were big. You had JaVale McGee. You had fucking Dwight Howard, who he's better than, and he can shoot and space the floor. So I think that adds another. I think that fits today's NBA and what we're doing. So I think you get both of those fucking pieces, and I feel like you put them together. I feel like you got something special there.
Yeah. We know that Pascal Siakam is balling right now, but he's on the Toronto Raptors. Is there a place, a destination you'd want to see him go?
Y'all gonna hate me for this. I don't give a fuck where Pascal Siakam goes. I really don't. He could stay in Toronto land, and I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I really don't. Like, he's cool. He's a good player. I really like. He doesn't excite me anywhere.
Yeah. No.
Does he tickle your fancy anywhere? Not me. I'm talking to you.
I mean, he's probably the best player. I would argue that he's the best player available at the deadline.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing that, but it's just like,
Yeah, no, I kind of have a similar opinion to JBobby. I mean, maybe it's because he plays for the Toronto Raptors, and that's just but I wrote down Sixers. And I just say that because when I look at all the contenders in the East and West, there are certain teams that are just the clear-cut favorites right now. And then there are teams that have the stars and have a team to win a playoff series or 2 playoff series, but they don't have the team to beat Denver or Golden State or Boston. So you need to gear up for that. Teams need to gear up to beat a team like Boston or Milwaukee. So the Sixers, as well as the Sixers have been playing this year with a different look and no James Harden, Embiid back to his MVP self, probably having the best season he's ever had. Sixers, make a push. Give yourself another star.
So who the fuck do you trade?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That then becomes the question.
That is the question.
I mean, in the NFL, you can just be like, here's a 2nd-round pick, but the NBA, it doesn't really work
unless
they're
just really trying to offload him and then you get rid of like Oubre or something.
Like, why wouldn't the Raptors want to keep Pascal Siakam?
because you had him for so long, you haven't won. At this point, you're trying to rebuild and you're trying to get picks.
Yep.
So that's why you would trade him, because you know you're not going anywhere with him. Like, it's case closed.
All right, my final one, other than the New York Knicks, and I think if Donovan Mitchell goes to the New York Knicks, that gives them a legit chance to compete for a championship. I mean, the duo of Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt, along with Julius Randle. Now you got OG Anunoby. That looks like about as close to a New York Knicks championship team as you're ever going to try and assemble.
If I remember vividly, Kamala Harris. Carmelo Anthony was on like his last year on like the Denver Nuggets, right?
Yeah.
And then the Knicks went out and traded for him for no reason, and they had to give up pieces. Now, we knew Carmelo Anthony was coming to the Knicks. We know Donovan Mitchell is coming to the Knicks. I mean, he's greased up and ready. He's ready to be in front of that Garden. He's ready to ball out. He's tired of being in Cleveland and LeBron land with no LeBron there. Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, I don't think it makes any sense for the Knicks to be like, let's go and trade for Donovan Mitchell now to win a championship. Like, let's just wait a year. We'll keep our pieces. We don't got to give up nothing. And then we got, all right, cool. We prepare for next year and see how this season goes and see what we need to do to move forward.
We all want to see it. We all want to see Donovan Mitchell go to New York, because I think we've gotten to this point where New York is slowly starting to build something, and they have a team basically around Jalen Brunson. And if you throw a guy like, Jalen Brunson, other than this year and the last year where he was phenomenal and kind of blossomed into the star that he is, when he was in Dallas with Luka, and Luka was the 1 and he was the 2, that was about as brilliant of a combo as you're ever going to see. That's when we really found out who Jalen Brunson truly was. So if you bring Donovan Mitchell to New York, that duo is something I keep my eyes on.
Would you guys not be worried about the size, though? Because that's like 2 undersized guards in New York with the Knicks backcourt. I think the Nets might be a better fit for Mitchell, just size-wise.
I'm not worried. I would
never hope for that on any player.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not worried about the size of guards. I'm not.
Really?
Nah. The guards.
I just wouldn't want to see that either.
Want, like, even with like the Luka and Brunson comparison, like, what is it? Like Brunson, like 6'1", 6'2", maybe. So like, you still have a guy who complements him with Luka. At least you have his length, even though he's not a great defender.
I think the argument is just trying to find a way for New York to become a legit contender and be able to compete with a team like Philly or Boston, or win a couple of playoff series. And I think the best way to do that is bring a guy like Donovan Mitchell.
Well, at least I got Vignesh behind me. He does say that 2 guards under 6'3" in your starting lineup is not a recipe.
I just don't like how
I think I have Colin on my side as well, who's not here today. He's sick. Get well soon, Colin. But that makes it 3-2. You guys lose.
I just don't want to see Donovan Mitchell, this so-called superstar, go to the Brooklyn Nets. It's just, you're preying on a downfall. He's
not going to the Nets. So.
And you're not preying on a downfall if he's going to the Knicks?
No, no,
because they've
sucked for so long.
They're winning. The Knicks. The Knicks are good.
I feel bad for the Knicks.
The Knicks are competing. They are.
You don't feel bad for the Nets?
They beat his team.
I am so confident in my Boston Celtics that you could throw anybody on the Knicks right now. You could throw LeBron James on that team, and I'm still taking the Celtics in a 7-game series. What's this guy's name?
Is the same guy from before? I can't see.
Yes. I'm going with Vignesh. I hope that's correct.
Vignesh?
Yes.
All right. Said 2 guards under 6'3", and your starting lineup is not a recipe for success. So Donovan Mitchell should choose somewhere else. No. I think he should go to the Knicks, maybe. I root for the Knicks low-key, blindly, even though I'm not a Knicks fan. Yeah. I might be a Knicks. LeBron's about to retire, so I got to go somewhere.
I'm a free agent.
All right, so what are we doing? Games.
Yeah, I think we're getting into responding to some of our comments.
All right.
We have some hot takes. I feel like some of the people in the comments have just as hot of takes as us.
Yeah.
All right. So this guy in the comments, he says, "Bend over then." That is a crazy name. Says,
I have a hunch that that's not his real name. Just a guess, though.
It might be. Because you know, some freaks out there. Anyway, he says Magic Johnson is Ben Simmons in today. He says Magic Johnson is Ben Simmons in today's era. That is the craziest shit that I ever heard. And I wrote "Stop the Cat" underneath because Magic Johnson, comparing him to fucking Ben Simmons, you're out your fucking mind. At least Magic Johnson would take a fucking shot and can score. And he could do the little pretty hook shot too, he learned from Kareem. So don't ever disrespect fucking Magic Johnson again in your life. That means you don't know ball. That means you're either trolling or you just hate yourself because you don't. It's no fucking realistic. And like, don't get me wrong, Ben Simmons was talented. But the motherfucker, he just didn't have no dog in him. He didn't, bro. He wouldn't have been Magic Johnson back in the day. He would have been a good fucking player. But Magic Johnson, no.
I could see where he was trying to go with it.
No.
You cannot, like, that is so disrespectful to the greatness of Magic Johnson. But yeah, I could completely see what he was trying to do.
Listen, man.
I knew what he was trying to do.
What was he trying to do?
Compare two guys that aren't Steph Curry at the point guard position.
Okay. Ish Smith, Magic Johnson.
No.
They're not Steph Curry.
No, I mean, or it was maybe him looking at Ben Simmons if Ben Simmons became Ben Simmons that we thought he was going to be. It's just hard to, like, compare one of the
But
greatest.
he never got there.
Yeah, it's hard. No, this dude is strictly like just imagining something, like putting a hypothetical together, which is fine. And I could see where he was trying to go with it, but it just, no.
All right, so I got one for you. You know what I'm saying? Part of me doesn't know if I'll ever see Tatum and Brown win a Celtics ring. This is from Bill Capri.
This is a topic that I think occasionally comes up in my life. And it sends chills through my body every single time, because if I look back at my entire life and Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown didn't win a championship together, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be able to live. Bro, I feel like I put my entire life stock into Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown winning a championship.
So when they retire and they don't win a championship, you're just gonna jump over.
I'm just done, bro. I'm just out. Sayonara, suckers. That's not even something I want to think about because it ain't happening. We're getting it done this year.
So we said LeBron James is the GOAT after winning the AC tournament.
Mhm.
I said that. I think you agreed too.
Yes.
Chemical said, "Stop. LeBron is the most propagandized player. He's like the Joe Biden in that regard."
Motherfucker compared LeBron to Biden.
LeBron is not even better than Kawhi Leonard, Allen Iverson, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Dr. J, Wilt Chamberlain, etc. Michael Jordan is the best player, the best basketball player. Kobe is the second best basketball player.
Yeah, that is some Skip Bayless shit right there. When you put an etc. next to the names that you're trying to name off to say this guy's better than LeBron James, and you put an etc. This dude is the greatest basketball player we have ever seen.
First of all, the Joe Biden, that's one of the greatest hater lines I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, shout out that.
I respect that. Salute. Yeah. You got my vote, please.
I don't even
I'm
know.
not even going to say the end of this, but this is Dr. Suck. Whoa.
You don't have to read that one. That was in response to this whole thing was in response to Jax saying Jokic isn't top 5.
Okay.
The comment underneath it by Marcus Williams is the interesting one.
And what is it?
Want to read this?
Sure.
Since it's towards you.
Where? How is he wrong though?
Yes.
Okay, so Marcus Williams 5255 3 weeks ago said, "How is he wrong though? It was 1 year that he won a championship. LeBron and Steph have both beat him in the playoffs." Great take. Wow, that's brilliant. I'm going to use that one. 13-15 versus LeBron is Nikola Jokic, all-time 5-4 in the playoffs. Wait.
13-15 all-time versus LeBron and 5-4 against him in the playoffs.
Who is?
Jokic.
Okay, Jokic is 13-15 versus LeBron all-time, 5-4 in the playoffs. Against Curry, he's 11-17. So both losing records all-time. against LeBron and Steph, and he's 1-4 against Steph in the playoffs. And he's 7-7 all time versus Luka, and he is 14-19 against Kevin Durant all time. He's 4-2 in the playoffs versus KD, and then he's 4-7 versus Tatum. What this dude is saying makes complete sense, and he isn't wrong. You know what, man? I just want to say thank you, Marcus. You proved my point maybe before I could prove my own point. And that was greatness, and I'm going to use these stats. I've never used stats before.
Yeah, because he came with actual facts. You know what Jack said? He was picked last in the All-Star draft. Like, what?
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
I mean, it was.
It's a personal preference fact.
But is it a good argument? I don't know.
I mean, this is a great argument. This is my exact point, though. Is when Nikola Jokic won the championship, he didn't see the guys and the teams that I thought could beat a team like Denver. Golden State had Denver's number. Boston was going to have Denver's number. And I can't wait till this year, because I made a TikTok a couple of days ago where it was Jayson Tatum dribbling the ball out against the Atlanta Hawks in the first round last year, but I cropped it out so you couldn't see any of the Atlanta Hawks players, and all you see is the entire Celtics arena, all the guys just standing up clapping as Jayson Tatum dribbles it out. And in my imagination, that's Game 7 of the 2024 NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets, and Jayson Tatum is on his way to his first ever championship.
Listen, man, when Jaime Jaquez drops 40 on y'all in an elimination game, good luck. All right. So, all right, we're going to draft our all-star team, our starting five.
Yes.
We're drafting our starting 5 all-star team right now, courtesy of Jack.
Cheers. Derek
We
White.
need a sponsor.
Derek,
I wanted to say, like, courtesy of Budweiser one day. Like, some shit.
Throw it
courtesy of
in
fucking
there.
Jack Cody.
Just out of hopes.
Yeah, just out of hope. Budweiser. What sponsor you want?
I'm a big Dude Wipes guy.
All right, Do Wipes. Shelby, what sponsor do you want?
Budweiser.
All right, Budweiser.
And I'm a proud sponsor of Jayson Tatum 1s and 2s.
Glaze. All right, now,
Presented by Jayson Tatum. Harden the paint.
listen, first pick in the draft.
You want me to take it?
Yeah, because I want to hear what you say.
I'm gonna take Embiid.
I'm gonna take.
Wait, hold on. Can we clarify what we're doing?
Go ahead. No, say it.
So we are drafting starting 5s basically with the entire pool of NBA players. Because we don't really know the official starters yet. We don't know the official reserves. But just based off of the entire NBA and all the players in it, can you basically draft the best possible team?
Okay.
And I take Embiid with my first overall pick.
I'm taking SGA.
You get back-to-back, JBobby.
Oh, my bad. I got Ant Edwards.
You're
not even ready.
No, I am. It's just like one of these situations where, like, I don't want to hand him Jokic because I understand what Jokic can do for a team. As much as I don't like Jokic, he is the 8th best player in basketball because of the talent in the league, not because he sucks. I'm going to take Steph Curry, and I am going to take Nikola Jokic.
Kevin Durant, LeBron.
Jayson Tatum with my 4th overall pick, and to round it out for my team, Steph, Tatum, Jokic, Embiid. Give me Luka Doncic. I think I just created the greatest starting 5 in the history of life.
I need a center, so I'm going Giannis. So I got SGA, Ant Edwards, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Giannis.
I got Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic, Jayson Tatum, Nikola Jokic, and Joel Embiid.
We smoking, y'all.
It's wild to just go through a whole segment where we went through the exact reasons that you hate Nikola Jokic and then you take him.
It's cap.
You're the biggest Jokic hater on the internet, and you to draft him, I do feel is a little fraudulent.
It's not fraudulent. It's understanding greatness in the league, and it's understanding your opponent in the moment. You just said
Jokic is ruining basketball. Now you're saying understanding greatness.
8 players. 7 players are better than Jokic. That's not to say that Nikola Jokic is horrible at basketball. It is to say that he is ruining the game, and I don't like
But
his
how's it
style of
greatness?
play. But he's good. It's not to say 90% of the population has him as the best player in basketball. I understand that, but I don't want him as the best player in basketball. I don't think he's the best player in basketball.
So that should be your take. Not that he's not a top 5 player. He is a top 5 player.
He's not.
All right,
But I'm taking him because I didn't want you to have him, bro. Shit.
Moving on.
All right, man. Let's close out with this, man.
Let me win my draft.
We're gonna do New Year's No, you gonna say it?
Yeah, we're
My
going
bad,
to
my
do
bad.
New Year's resolutions for each NBA team. I'm going to go through every single NBA team, and you guys just give me rapid fire what should be their New Year's resolution. Starting off with Jack's Boston Celtics.
A championship.
Jayson Tatum, stop choking.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Tank.
Sheesh, man, your future is not bright.
Where is Ben Simmons?
Yeah, I mean,
Just get rid of that Ben Simmons contract under any circumstances.
yeah. Get rid of the Ben Simmons contract.
New York Knicks.
Donovan Mitchell.
Jalen Brunson is too small.
Is that
That's a New Year's resolution.
I mean, yeah, because you could feed off that. Like, damn, we gotta get somebody bigger.
Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson, you got to get taller.
Yeah, you gotta. You,
Go-
you know you got the surgery, they break your legs down.
Go offshore, get some knee implants.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Philadelphia 76ers.
Don't play the Boston Celtics in the playoffs because you're cooked.
Maxey, when Embiid is not out, play like a man. You suck without him.
Like, I know what we're going to get in the Eastern Conference semifinals. It's going to be Boston versus Miami in the 1 versus 4 spot. And it's going to be Philadelphia versus Milwaukee in the 2 versus 3 matchup. And there's a world where Philadelphia can beat Milwaukee there. But Philly ain't beating Boston in a 7-game series. So you want to be on the other side of the bracket if you're Philly.
Toronto Raptors.
More Drake night.
Yeah.
I really don't have. I don't watch
Embrace-
the Raptors. I don't watch the Raptors.
Embrace the greatness of Toronto.
And a serious note though, let RJ and IQ cook. Because
Yes.
I think if one thing you know about the Knicks, when players leave the Knicks, they get better. So I think RJ has the opportunity to go to his hometown team and actually cook and get off. And I think he will have a very good career there. And IQ, I think IQ will explode onto the scene. If he doesn't want to be there, I think he's in a contract year, so he'll go anywhere else. But I think that the Raptors have something special there in those 2 players. So let them cook.
Chicago Bulls.
Fire Billy Donovan.
Trade your whole team.
And then blow up the team, man. Get rid of
they're done.
DeMar DeRozan, and then build around Kobe White.
You can't be a play-in team every year of the play-in. You know what I'm saying? Like damn near every single year that we've had the play-in, it seems like the Chicago Bulls are the 9th or 10th spot in that. It's like, what are you doing with your franchise right now?
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well,
You're fucked.
what's that other man that's opposite from backcourt guy? Oh, build around Darius Garland because Donovan Mitchell is fucking leaving. You're holding Darius Garland back with Donovan Mitchell. You're not letting him cook.
Jack.
You're cooked.
Pistons.
Wingstop. No. I feel like make a trade, get Cade some help because you thought this team was a playing team. So I think that you do not want to go fucking 3 and fucking a million. I think you need to make a trade. Make a trade now, immediately.
Trade Draymond Green to the Detroit Pistons for 2 reasons: to make Draymond Green get a punishment and to also create Malice in the Palace Part 2.
Yeah, that could be worse than any suspension for him. It's
Yes.
just trade him to the
Yeah,
Pistons.
that'd be insane.
Indiana Pacers.
Just stay strong. I feel like what they did this year and what they've been building, they're just all they do is keep going up. And as long as you can ride the Tyrese Halliburton hype, you're gonna be just fine.
Jack, super vague take.
Sounding calm, cool, and collected.
Listen, don't ever give Giannis that ball back. That's my resolution.
Sleeper team for Donovan Mitchell. The Milwaukee Bucks.
You just said a sleeper team for Donovan Mitchell? Oh, the
Pacers.
Pacers. Oh, okay. I was about to say the Bucks. Don't.
I don't know what the fuck is going on, but Dame Dollar, Dame Time, turn up, bro. I know you're on a different team. You're trying to figure it out, but whatever the fuck is going on over there is annoying the fuck out of me. Yes, you guys are winning games, but you are not playing to the standard of fucking Dame Time. Step it the fuck up, bro. Enough is enough.
Giannis, my brother, learn how to shoot.
Atlanta Hawks.
Damn, I feel like there's going to come a time where you either got to get Trae Young a legit star, or you got to just call it a day with Trae Young and trade him to a team. And
DeJounte Murray ain't shit. So
he's shit, yeah.
Trey Block.
Charlotte Hornets.
Invest in Terry. Terry is the truth.
Terry
Terry and LaMelo will be one of the top backcourts in the league.
Give it time. Trust the process.
Miami Heat.
Jaime Jaquez, Tyler Hero is amazing, but you will not win a championship with just those two. Get another superstar. Do something, Pat Riley.
Tyler Hero and Jaime Jaquez are apparently superstars, and you got to get one more. Oh, no. Just be ready for that Celtics matchup. Be ready for that series because it's coming.
Okay.
The better Florida city, the Orlando Magic.
The better Florida City.
You ever been to Disney?
I don't know what Orlando's got to do. I think Orlando just has to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And maybe win a couple of games, and that'll give even more life to the organization.
Yeah, make the playoffs. I agree.
Washington Wizards.
Trade Jordan Poole back to the Warriors.
Trey Kuzma, Jordan Poole stinks. And put more baddies in the stands.
Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
Jokic, step it up. I know that you're getting double doubles, but points wise, you're looking like ass. I know that you think about horses and shit, but come on, bro. Play better. They're third in the West, I know.
Jokic is not having his best season, bro.
He's cruising.
Maybe the resolution for Jack should be trade Jokic for a top 7 player. Just throwing that idea out there. You don't have to say anything about that. Minnesota Timberwolves.
I mean, they've been talking about trading Cat. I don't think that's the move. I think you got to roll with what you got.
Don't do nothing. Stay the course.
Oklahoma
your
City
guy.
Thunder.
Make Chet the rookie of the year. So feed him.
Yeah.
Feed him.
I feel like you got to take a little bit of pressure. Not pressure. Like Shea's got to cook. Shea's got to be the guy. But to be a championship contender, to compete with a team like Denver or any of those top dogs in the West right now, Chet Holmgren has to be a big role and a big factor. He's got to be a 20-point game kind of guy, 25, 30. He's got to
30
turn,
is crazy. Let's right.
He's got to turn into a superstar.
20 is
right now.
realistic.
Right now, 20.
Portland Trail Blazers.
Ooh. I don't. Hey, Scoop, step it up, man. You're looking better, but you were almost on that bus list, man. So Scoop.
They're cooked.
Utah Jazz, JBobby's favorite team, second favorite team.
Fuck Utah.
Yeah, I feel like a team like Utah, though, just needs to be patient because they got Danny Ainge behind the scenes cooking. And give it 2 to 3 years, and we'll be like, God damn it, how did they have all 5 of the first overall picks?
More triple doubles from Jordan Clarkson.
I like that.
Dallas Mavericks.
Kyrie and Luka don't play well together. So I think
trade Kyrie.
Either trade Kyrie or switch lineups and have Kyrie come off the bench.
I've always wanted Luka Doncic to be paired up with a big superstar. He's having another guard next to him. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. The Kyrie trade didn't make a lot of sense to me. As talented as Kyrie Irving is, a guy like Jokic or Embiid would be a whole lot better fit for Luka Doncic.
The Houston Rockets.
I mean, they're in the playoff hunt, and they're in it right now. So I guess just make the playoffs.
Yeah, make the playoffs.
They're not going to, but
Memphis Grizzlies.
get some help.
Hey.
Ja.
Get Ja some help. I was about to say something else. Yeah, get some Ja some help.
Get help, Ja.
New Orleans Pelicans.
Yo, we need to get Zion out that fucking city, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I heard the food is so good out there that you can't stop yourself. And I can't lie. I don't blame him at this point. Just get him away from that fucking city. It's too much good food out there, baby.
Damn, the Pelicans. I say just stay patient. They haven't been their best self at the moment we wanted them to be. And I think this is a good year for them to potentially make a playoff run and be the best team they possibly can be when it matters most.
San Antonio Spurs.
Play Victor Wembanyama.
Play him 30 minutes. Please. Play Victor Wembanyama 30 minutes. Please.
Sacramento Kings.
D Fox, make a fucking 3. That's what you do.
Embrace the underdog in your organization.
Like the beam. I think that should be the only resolution. The Los Angeles Clippers.
Stop partying. Or maybe keep partying if it's working.
That's all I got. I got nothing.
Phoenix Suns.
Oh, shit.
Oh, KD, just be happy. You got Devin Booker. You'll be all right. You'll be fine. You'll get some pieces. Brad Beal is back. He's looking like he's going to be healthy. You're going to be fine. Just woosah.
KD to the Warriors.
We're down to the final 2, so don't you can relax soon. Golden State Warriors.
Get rid of Draymond.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Steph has needed some help over the past couple of years, and we've been asking for it, but just feeling confident in the young guys because they're talented and they're going to make differences and get them ready for when it matters in the playoffs.
And lastly, the Los Angeles Lakers.
Win fucking games. What are we doing? It's just simple as that. How the fuck do we get to the 11th seed? What are we doing? We're gonna be playing again? What the fuck are we doing?
Cherish LeBron James.
What? All right, that's we're not doing that again. I'll tell you that.
Well, not till next year.
Touche. All right. So we're wrapping it up there?
Yeah.
We're good to go. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, man. We got reads again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our friends at FanDuel are offering $150 in bonus bets. If your first money line bet wins, make sure to head over to thegameday.com to lock that deal in. If it helps us out a lot, keep delivering guys content. Oh, I fucked that up.
Yeah. It just helps us out to keep giving you guys new content, new videos. I'm breaking down NBA stuff.
Oh, a little PSA for help.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Please. No, and the link should be in our bio too for that as well. So you just click that if that's easier. Before we get out, I do want to touch on some of the new comments that came in. First one, Ed Golden asks, who's winning the NBA Finals?
I'll let you go first.
The Denver Nuggets.
Great. That's beautiful. That sets us up for a wonderful, entertaining storyline towards the end of this NBA season. Give me the Boston Celtics.
Of course.
We got a hypothetical trade from Harden the Paint alum, Ben Wolfen.
Okay.
Cavs get Randall for Mitchell Robinson, and Jared Allen.
You said what? Who?
Wait. Who's
Cavs
the Mitch?
Cavs
for Donovan Mitchell?
Cavs get
And
Randall.
Jared Allen? Oh my God.
So the Knicks would trade Randall? I mean,
Cavs get Randall for Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen.
I would do that.
No.
If you're the Cavs,
You're right, because like the thing about the Knicks is you want to stay patient. If you do this trade, you lose Randall. But Jared Allen, how much closer is he to a guy like?
You already have centers. You have centers. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
really?
Really?
I feel like that's a good price to get Donovan Mitchell, who's I would
Well,
say a
but
way better
for
player than Randall.
Randall and
Just Randall. Randall for Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen.
yeah, but does that make your team better?
Yes.
I don't know.
I
okay.
think
First
Jared
of all,
Allen-
there would need to be more offered by the Knicks.
I would agree with
You
that.
can't. I mean,
I feel like that offer is
Donovan Mitchell for Julius Randle is lopsided. Then you get Jared Allen too. I mean,
I thought
And-
it was Mitchell Robinson because
But Jared Allen
would
isn't
add
a
up.
third piece. I think the Knicks are just like, okay, then. Like, I feel like Julius Randle has proved himself enough that he is a third like option, right? So if you get Jalen Brunson and then you get Donovan Mitchell and then you get Julius Randle, I think that's a good core. But I think if you get rid of that and then you just have fucking Jared Allen with fucking you, first of all, you lose scoring. So how the fuck does that work?
and they've been trying so long with Julius Randle. I feel like you're finally getting together a little bit of a team, and now's the time to keep him around and see if he can be the superstar, the star that we expect him to be.
this one from the real Bogan Beskill says the Jokic hate is crazy. I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. We never hated on Jokic on this
I
show a
don't-
day in our
what?
life. What are we talking about?
God bless.
And then Vinesh said, hot take, D-Mitch versus Jamal Murray in the playoffs. Who's more versatile enough to succeed in the playoffs consistently?
D Mitch, because he has a way better bag. But if you're talking about like Jamal Murray with fucking Jokic, he's in the perfect position possible because he has that Curry range and he can get hot from three like that. But Donovan Mitchell's bag is fucking crazier, way crazier.
And Jamal Murray is a guy that's going to be able to embrace the Robin role, whereas D Mitch needs to be the guy.
Facts.
Last one here from Isaiah. Mavs get Siakam. Be interesting. You said they needed a big. The Raptors get Tim Hardaway and Jaden Hardy.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if they'll take that.
Yeah.
They'll take it.
Bring
Hell
me
yeah.
Siakam.
Hell yeah.
Seems like a great one for the Mavs.
Yeah, that's see? That's why we need you. Come on, tune in every week, join us, comment, you know what I'm saying? Support the game. I'm trying to pay my bills. You done? Yo, make sure you go to thegameday.com. You know what I'm saying? Lock in for the best sporting tips, bet tips. I don't know. I'm tired. I had a long fucking day, man. I didn't eat yet.
I got to
I'm
pee.
struggling here. But make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for fucking with us. Happy New Year. We